So,
Good.
Dr. Richard Binks, say hello to the world.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, everybody.
Look, I'm putting my hands in my pockets
You
now.
are.
I'm such a hypocrite. You're just showing off about doing a podcast
Yes.
with Fwag. That must have been good
For
fun.
Fwag. 2 weeks ago at G's in Ely, talking about wildflowers, natural enemies, the benefits of natural enemies in cropping, and how really important it's becoming. And again, we're at Groundswell today, and there's a lot of interest, particularly from the seed industry, in developing wildflower mixes to enhance beneficial insects on farm, wildlife, biodiversity, etc. So it's really quite an exciting time.
It is,
around.
but here's the big question. It's not actually the farmers that are going to make the difference. It's going to be government. It's going to make a difference in this area. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, they've got to make farming worthwhile for farmers now and in the future.
Okay.
And again, that will all play out. But yeah, there's got to be something in it for farmers.
Okay. So tomorrow at 2 o'clock on the second day of Groundswell, they've got George Eustace here, so that's going to be really interesting, because is he walking into the proverbial lion's den? Because if his message is good, his message is good, but if his message is bad, is he going to leave? Is he going to leave here in one piece? And likewise, in a couple of hours, we've got Henry Dimbleby reporting on the National Food Strategy, and fascinating seeing how everything that he's proposed, it's only a third of it that's going to come through. So there's this, there's a difference, I think, from everyone here as to what government is looking to do.
Absolutely. I think that's where it's got to join up, and I'm really pleased that somebody like George Eustace could come along to an event like this. He was at Cereals just recently, and again, it's getting politicians in front of the people that they're supposed to be governing. So, you know, if he's listening, when he comes tomorrow to Groundswell, he will get some really, really tough questions, and he'll be talking to a very tough audience.
Okay, so Groundswell, it's only been going a short period of time, but I've got the old guard in the farming community who are a bit embarrassed to say, Max, I'm going to Groundswell because I need to find out about this. I think this is the way to go. Are you picking that up as well?
Absolutely. Now, I saw Groundswell advertised last year, and I saw a chap called John Pawsey, who's a farmer at Bury St Edmunds, on Twitter, and he walked, I think he was walking off the site, and he made a little video, and I thought, I've got to go to that event. Now, obviously, with my work I do with copper biologicals, obviously the world of biological control is very much a ball rolling down a hill, and developing sort of biological and organic regen solutions for farmers is where I think farming is starting to head. It will be a very long, drawn-out process over the next 10, 15, 20, even maybe longer years. But I think farmers who are conventionally tied to using chemicals to control weeds, pests and diseases are now starting to have to think, I don't have that armoury in the shed anymore. I need to start thinking about other alternative ways of doing things on my farm. So this is why you've got now this blended approach with farmers who are now starting to think, I need to go to Groundswell and look at what maybe the organic guys were doing, and can I pinch some of their ideas and blend it into my traditional conventional farming practices. And because again we're losing, growers are losing active ingredients left, right and centre to control those pests and diseases on farm, we've got to find new solutions.
And does that blended approach, will it commercially work?
That's where it's going to be a really difficult journey, because again, trying to make things stack up economically is what it's going to be. We're going to need the evidence to be able to show farmers that things will work. And there is evidence. There are people out there, academics, who are working on this and trying to work out, do the economics stack up.
On that side, are we at the start of this journey?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I was at a meeting in Belgium 4 years ago, and when copper decided to develop and put a lot of effort into agriculture, being traditionally a horticultural business, there were people there that were there at the dawn of copper as a horti business in the Netherlands, and they were saying that this is really like we were 50 years ago in copper. We're at the beginning of a journey, and it will see my career out, but as long as I leave some sort of legacy, I'll be quite happy. But we really are at the beginning, looking at the wider world and looking at where growers are with things like integrated pest management, etc. We can learn a huge amount. We can learn a huge amount. So the more we can do, obviously the pandemic has stopped us travelling. Me personally, I'm getting back on planes. I'm going back out into the world and looking at where the ideas are. Talking to people like Cabby, talking to people who are involved in IPM around the world.
So those farmers, growers that are watching that can't attend or are away internationally, what would your direct advice be? That they're intrigued, they're interested, they're curious, they want to go down this route, but they don't know where, how, what would your direct advice be to them as to how they can explore this journey and hopefully make a success out of it?
Well, I think they've got to put out the feelers and look at where, come to events like Groundswell and look at and try and talk to the people that are actually working on these sort of types of projects. And I'm a great believer in trying something. If it fits, and it fits within your plan on a farm, for example, try it. Yeah. What have you got to lose?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you've got the resources behind it, fabulous. Yeah. And that's where innovation comes from, is people being able to be brave enough to go and try and put things in the ground or put things on crops and actually see whether they work. And again, that's where people like John Pawsey have really benefited from actually being brave and being able to try and become a leader in this area.
And here comes that word collaboration. One thing I've learned over the last couple of years, we can't be as siloed as perhaps we were.
Absolutely.
We all need to share what works, what doesn't work, because
it's completely.
Well, it's for the good of the planet.
And this is, absolutely, and this is where the retailers are now seeing that that their supply bases need to collaborate more, get around the table a bit more, and understand it, and sort of almost put aside some of that commercial pressure and try and, from a growing point of view, try and collaborate, work with the right institutes, work with the right scientists, so that these ideas can be developed across the piece. So, but it's a very, very exciting time.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
I've got a little secret, but we won't reveal that at the moment.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you very much.
No problem.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
I don't know about you, we've got a barbecue up in the distance there. It feels like we're in Ghana. You can smell that charcoal. It's great. What a great day. What a great event.
Yeah.
Well done, Richard.
Thank you very much. No problem. Not too bad, was it?